Kia ora koutou talofa lava. Good morning everyone, welcome to Centre of Balanced Life. My name is Kenny, the acupuncturist and Chinese medicine practitioners from Centre of Balance. Today's topic is about grief and sadness, the effect of it according to traditional Chinese medicine, followed by some useful tips and acupressure points for self-care. Please don't forget to like and share or tag those that could be benefit from our daily topic. Even better, if you can give me a love heart, share some of your positive vibes to me to brighten up my day more. Huang Di Neijing, a classic traditional Chinese medicine textbooks, defines 7 emotions as major internal cause of disease. These emotions are anger, joy, pensiveness, grief, sadness, fear and fright. As part of the cycle of life, we all experience emotion because these emotions provide a unique message that helps us to understand and learn about ourselves and others. Emotional intelligence comes from dealing our wide spectrum of emotion and harnessing their respective power with the universe energy. It is perfectly normal for us to experience emotion without pathological consequences in many instances. However, in reality, most of us have been taught to value certain emotions more than others. Good emotions are more acceptable, and many of us feel ashamed and self-doubt around fully expressing the so-called bad emotions. This has led us to suppress these bad feelings, and without realizing it, any of them can gradually become chronic or excessive, unable to transform it, unable to express it out, or letting it go, result in pathophysiological consequences, which further causing damage to the corresponding organ system. So according to Chinese medicine, there is a clear link between our emotional health and the manifestation of our physical symptoms. So what is grief or sadness from traditional Chinese medicine point of view? Sadness and grief are the unbalanced emotions related to metal element which is associated with lung and large intestine system. Grief and sadness can mean so many different things to different people and can show up in many forms. It can include grieving a loss, but it can also be sadness and grief associated with changes to our lifestyle, changes to our relationship, changes to our social life, even changes to the work environment. In traditional Chinese medicine, the lung is in charge of dispersing and descending function. As we know, our lungs are part of the respiratory system connecting with the external and internal world through breathing. Hence why lungs are closely connected to nose, our skins, our body hairs. The lungs disperse nutrients and qi to run on the surface and the muscle to warm and even moisten our skins, allowing the normal amount of sweating. And most importantly, that's our first line of defense that protects us from external pathogens, which can cause cold, flu, or skin problems. Since the lung is in the qi down to communicate with our kidney, which is right at the bottom, and they're in charge of grasping the qi of the lung. And this allows our deep breathing. And lungs also direct the fluids down to kidney and bladder. The young partner of the lung, the large intestine, is associated with letting go, so both physically and mentally. So this can relate to any emotion, but in particularly effective when working with grief and sadness, since its relationship with lung. Well, as we know, we have experienced a lot of changes or transitions since the COVID pandemic started. Some of us enjoy the virtual working environment, Some of us enjoy showing up to office just for a few days or get to work from the comfort of our own house. I'm sure we can all agree that COVID has changed the world, and this can be seen as a time of transition. The transitions of life, relationship, not just personal but also our extended family, including work colleague, social circle, and some adapted and grew stronger, while some struggle. The transitions of economic status, where some have found new ways to expand their business, while others had to downsize or close down. Of passion. Suddenly we have to find new ways to adapt, to change, to survive, even to share with our friends and colleagues and family without putting everyone at risk. That's where all these social distancing, all these mask use all come in place. Overall, some of us were not ready for the overwhelming feeling of change, feeling of loss, then grief that we will experience in one form or another. Some may find it more difficult as experiencing in transition with a little or no physical support result and feel huge physical and mental strain. Feeling some sadness and grief is completely normal under current situation, but it's when this negative emotions start controlling our life because we have to go out of our comfort zone. We know it is time for us to reflect and learn to let go. Yes, we can struggle, and it's natural to struggle because we're dealing with changes. We have to adapt again because we're going out of our comfort zone, trying to adapt, trying to get used to again the new environment. However, is when we hold on to these negative, it starts to become unhealthy, as mentioned earlier. That prolonged, unprocessed grief can be quite draining and can consume our energy. Hence why the impairment of disperse and descent chi function may result in shallow breathing, shortness of breath, exhaustions, lassitude, just feeling that tired, draining tired. And other lung problems may also develop, such as asthma, cough, wheezing, even pneumonia. And this also reminds me, anxiety, feeling of anxious can also be associated with lung. According to one of the online resources, there are 5 different stages of grief. 1 is denial, 2 is anger, 3 is bargaining or negotiating, number 4 is depression, number 5 is acceptance. While all these 5 can coexist, there's often one that stands out more, and the stages can cycle and repeat itself after years after. Like every emotion, if you don't process grief or sadness or even anxiety, it sits inside our physical body and our mind and later result in more severe or chronic emotion, such as what we talk about, depression or even anger. So it is so important for us to find ways to learn to discharge these toxins. When you catch a cold, just imagine what happened to our body, right? External influence. We catch a cold, our body attempts to clear it out by the forms of such as runny nose, sneezing, coughing, because they're trying to clear it out, get it out of our system. Similar situation, whether you're seeking help to move through the process, embracing the alternative view of grief and transform it, it can help us to progress, to move through that life. All these releases, all these changes can have an effect in boosting our immune system also. What can we do to help ourselves? You commit to daily meditation or breathing exercise. These can slow down our heart rate, allowing our body to relax, and you feel calmer. You can move one energy gently to make us feel more grounded. Commit to walking, long walks or exercise program at least 3 times a week. Go for a long walk or regular exercise can help to restore and circulate the energy. You can use of Ho'oponopono method that we always encourage our clients to listen every day. It's just very 4 simple but powerful phrases. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. You want to moderate your alcohol intake, sufficient rest, sufficient intake of food, especially with lung. You can try to do with more steaming, boiling food, or making soup for easy digestion. And because their watery contents can retain the moisture and the nurtures the yin and fluid in our body according to Chinese medicine. Even if you like fruits, apples, pears can nourish and moisten our lung, especially when it's poached or steamed. Sufficient water intake. You can add lemon in the water or just honey in the warm. Your knuckle, you bend your index finger and you put your thumb under supporting it. Number 3 is the massage device or some rounded tool, okay? So any of these 3 can be used to locate sensitive points and apply pressure for 30 to 60 seconds. Then you move on to the next sensitive points. You repeat for 3 times. You can do it 3 to 5 times throughout the day. First point, my favorite, yin tang, is at the forehead, at the midpoint between the 2 medial ends of the eyebrow. So you find the end of your eyebrow, and it's midway. Okay, find the 2 eyebrow, the end of it, and it's midway right here. Okay, get that spot a rub for up to 60 seconds, and then you can repeat that 3 times. Now it's the lung meridian on the chest. Let's massage the upper lateral chest, okay? And just below our acromion or of our clavicle, okay? You can feel the bony bit here, okay? Just underneath here, okay? You can start massaging, okay? You locate that sensitive, most likely going to be close to the shoulder, that area. Find the most sensitive and apply pressure or massage for 30 to 60 seconds. And then you move on to the next sensitive points. You can repeat that 3 times. Okay, so just around this area, give that whole area a good massage. It can be and work your way to the pinky side, okay? Just under the here. Then you can locate the sensitive points along here. If you find it, you just apply pressure for 30 to 60 seconds. After that, you repeat that 3 times, and then you can move on to the next one, okay? You can combine these points with some meditation music or the Ho'oponopono method. So the emotions are meant to come and go. Life is constant movement, not stillness. Every change in our life, whether it's positive or negative, have the potential to offer new wisdom and insight to our future or to our life. The goal of holistic treatment is to relieve both physical and emotional symptoms through acupuncture and herbal medicine. It is always important for us to do an initial examination to assess, to identify and to come up with the best possible care plan that suit your condition according to Chinese medicine. As mentioned, we Centre of Balance always take into account both external and internal factors, including emotionals, in deciding individual diagnosis. So if you are outside of New Zealand, don't worry, we also offer online consultation. So please don't hesitate to call us or email us info@balancetcm.co.nz to book an appointment, or check out our website www.balancetcm.co.nz, We have 3 clinics in 3 different places: Hamilton, Raglan and Auckland. My name is Kenny. Thank you for joining us. Look forward to seeing you guys again, and love to you all. Stay awesome, stay positive. Ka kite anō.